mindset for solutions. Thank you for the sharing.
Thank you very
Ladies
much.
and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, because of the timing, so I will continue to our second speaker, well-known speaker in Indonesia and also internationally. So I will open Q&A session formally after the second speaker complete his speech. So now let us listen to the topics will be delivered by our Dr. Onno W. Purbo. The title is A Short Introduction to Penetration Testing and Implementation of IDS and SOC. So please allow me to read the short biography of Dr. Onno. So Dr. Onno Purbo holds a PhD in electrical engineering from the University of Waterloo, Canada, and is a copyleftist, educator, and ICT evangelist. He has published more than 50 books. He led the first internet connection in ITB in 1993 until 2000 and built the first Indonesian education network. He liberates the Wi-Fi frequencies and introduced the neighborhood networks, wajanbolik, workbolik antennas, and the open BTS cellular network. He led the first community telephony network over the internet, and he's active in introducing e-learning and runs two largest Indonesian free e-learning server, OnnoCenter.or.id and opencourse.itts.ac.id with more than 80,000 total students. Since 2021, he has been active as a senior lecturer and vice rector at the Institute of Technology Tangerang Selatan, ITTS. Internationally, he also served as a committee member to the World Economic Forum on AI for Humanity. He received many awards, including the Jonathan Postal Service Award from the Internet Society. His activities are supported by many international organizations such as IDRC Canada, Facebook, Google, Interlab AIT, ISEF Asia, ANU Australia, and Timor-Leste. And he is reachable at email onno@indo.net.id. Dr. Onno, time is yours.
Thank you, Bu Desinta. I hope my sound is okay. Also, thank you for Dr. Antonio, very inspiring talk. My mindset still in
Thank
the
you, Pak.
traditional
Terima kasih, Pak.
side, so it's very eye-opening, and it's very inspiring for me. Let me show you what happened on my side. I will share my screen. Okay. My talk is based on like field experience. I'll show you what happened here. We can check on Google. Sorry, wrong. We can check on Google. For example, this example slot, and then sites HTTP Go ID, and then we can find lots of Go ID attack by slot. Slot gacor is like online. What's that? Judi. What is judi in English? I forgot. So a lot of the Indonesian government site is attacked by slot. If we use slot and one of the bank, for example, this bank.
Judi is gambling, Pak.
Oh, gambling. Okay, thank you very much. Slot is gambling. If we add slot with one of the bank, it says explicitly that people can use Indonesian bank to put money for this gambling. So this very not nice actually for the Indonesian condition. Okay, this is slot. The other side, for example, we can use the Indonesian identity number. Not number card. It's called KTP or electronic KTP. That's the Indonesian identity card. And then if we click this and place click image, and then we can see lots of this card available on the internet. So the private, like the Indonesian privacy is, there is no privacy for the Indonesian basically, or the information available online. So, and then for example, we can change this into like the Indonesian family card. Same thing happening, keluarga. So we can see the same thing happening with the family card, the name card, identity card. We can see the same thing with the sometimes the military card. It's available online. So that's a problem. The other problem we have is the Play Store. For example, we can go to Play Store and then put this keyword like the Indonesian identity card, eKTP, and we can see lots of application can provide like identity of a person online. So it may be filtered, but people have some sort of access to the other people identity using this kind of application. So, and then because of this, I receive a lot of emails. I'll show you a little bit my email. I zoom in my comment line. Okay. Okay. It access my inbox, and then, oops, why? Oh, okay. I think I have a problem. Okay. Here I put in separate folder. I receive this kind of email nearly every day. Apology, this is in Indonesian language. For example, this particular person, he or she was scammed, and his or her money cannot withdraw. She cannot withdraw his or her money from the website. Okay, and this particular she asked for my help. Same thing. Normally, somebody lost their money. This is the same thing. She has been what's that? Ditipu, social engineered online. So I receive this kind of email nearly every day. That's becoming, what's that? This actually setting my mindset on helping these people. Okay, and also the same thing with the Indonesian when we use this slot. The same thing with the Indonesian sites go ID. Same thing with the Indonesian. Oops, sorry. This is the Play Store. When you use this kind of, oops, somebody is leaking audio. Okay, we can use slot here, sites go ID, and then we can check here, and then same thing with the engineer of these websites. Many of them not aware how the attacker works. So that's the biggest problem. They are not aware how the attacker works. Sometimes what they do is basically removing the this is actually a page added by the malware. Normally the approach is basically just removing the page added by the malware, not the actual malware. So the mindset is the biggest problem on cybersecurity. Okay, now I opened a free course on cybersecurity. So people can access this free course for free. There are two websites. One is the website lms.onnocenter.or.id, about 60,000 people. This one less than that, about 12,000 people participate. We can check the participant now is about 12,600 participant, and they can get the certificate for free. There is no tuition, no fee, nothing for this one. It's free. And then for those who has marked more than 90, they will receive the certificate for free. It's nice to see 12,000 people participate in this kind of course. The problem is, out of 12,000, only 15 receive the certificate. Okay, so that's a big big problem. Yes, the Indonesian government may have money. Yes, we have procedure, act, regulation, policy, and so on cybersecurity. The problem is we don't have enough people, the capable people for these things. Okay, now, so my focus will be on this one. Okay, now. Just to show how I teach the actual. This is actually my course undergrad. This is not graduate course. This is undergraduate course. This is how normally I teach my course. So normally I teach this. So basically, the course will be split into three different parts. The first part is I need to give more advanced networking technology knowledge to my students, because many of them, for example, they don't know about IP version 6, they don't know how to do benchmarking of the network, they don't know how to do network programming, that kind of stuff. So I need to give a little bit of knowledge on this one, and then after that, I give them some idea on hacking of the network, defacing, footprinting, sniffing, hacking wireless, attack password, attack database, including man-in-the-middle attack, and so on. So this part I will show a little bit how to do these things in my class, and then after that, normally my student will learn about the protection. But this is still the traditional way. It's unlike Dr. Antonio mentioned in his talk. It's very eye-opening for me, to be honest. Now I realize, okay, I think I need to think how to teach cybersecurity now. Very interesting. So I still teach how to do these things. Even this is traditional. Many of the Indonesian engineers, network engineers, cybersecurity engineers, they don't know how to do these things. For example, vulnerability analysis, even basic server security, even basic firewall, they don't know about these things. The more advanced one is the intrusion detection systems. They know about these things. Okay, now. Just to give you some idea, and after that, after providing the cybersecurity knowledge on the students, then I give a little bit about the auditing process, ISO 27,000, 31,000, and so on. So this is the last. Okay, this is quite heavy course for undergrad, I know, but then I split some of the material into different courses. For example, IP version 6, I have one single course on IP version 6 separately. Okay, because not many Indonesian engineers know how to operate IP version 6. That's difficult one. Now, most of the students, they are having difficulty to invest. Even schools, University Indonesia, they are having difficulty to invest on new machine for cybersecurity and so on. Maybe in NUSAPUTRA is more privileged. You have Professor Teddy supporting the university, so you may likely to have a very good cybersecurity lab. But most of the other Indonesian university, they are having difficulty to have this kind of lab. So I try to introduce this kind of simulator, GNS3, for the for learning cybersecurity. This is free, so most of my approach I will use free open source software, because that way people can learn and get their instinct, increase their instinct on cybersecurity by learning how to attack, how to defense, and so on. So using this is GNS3, you can download from the internet for free. Most of my system is based on Linux, so it's not Windows. It's more based on Linux. See, it's more easier to install. To be honest, I'm having difficulty to install in Windows. But on Linux, everything seems to be more, maybe because I'm more familiar with Linux. So we can set up this kind of lab in the GNS3, and then we can put the machine on VirtualBox. So the actual machine is on VirtualBox, and so this is the actual machine on VirtualBox. I have many machines on the VirtualBox. Right now I have 2 machines running on GNS3 for this kind of demonstration. So and this machine is normally copied to my students, so they can run everything virtually. For example, if we need MikroTik router, you can install. We can download the OVA file for MikroTik, and then we can install it here. And if you need one, we just need click and drag the router, and then we can have our own MikroTik routers. Okay, I will delete this one. Okay, the normal server that we use is you can download, for example, for experiment. Normally we use Metasploitable to learn, and then it can be downloaded for free. And then on this server we use DEM vulnerable web apps. Okay, DEM vulnerable web apps. This is like web application that very vulnerable, so to attack. I give you some example on. Oops, sorry, this is my email. Okay, so today I will give you some example how to do the training for the students to get their instinct for cybersecurity increased. So to get their instinct increase, we normally do the actual attack to the server, so they can get some sense how an attacker do their job. After having their experience like that, hopefully this student then can get some sort of instinct how to do the defense. Okay, now this 2 machine has been running. This is the actual server. I don't know the IP address. Let me check the IP address first. The IP address is 192.168.0.103. Okay, this is the actual server. And then this is the Kali Linux. Kali Linux is the operating system that normally used for pen testing. For those who doesn't know this, people can download for free on the internet. There are several operating systems for pen testing. One of the favorite operating system is Kali Linux. You can download for free on the internet. Kali Linux. Then we can download for free here. Okay, now it is running. This is like the latest version, close to the latest. The latest version is 2023.2. This one 2023.1. So close to the latest. Let me see if I have a connection between the Kali Linux and the server, and then let me see if I can show the actual attack. Because time is limited, I will go directly to more advanced attack. For example, SQL injection 103. Okay, I can ping the actual server. Now I open the browser and I will do SQL injection attack to the actual server. Okay, now the problem with the SQL injection, most of the Indonesian hacker, when they do the SQL injection, normally they basically what's that? Remembering the command. So that's another problem for the attacker. The attacker learn from the YouTube and they remembering the command to do the actual SQL injection. When we know the actual technology like database technology and so on, then we are we are more brutal than that. We don't need to remember things. If we understand how to do the actual attack, we can modify, we can improvise, we can innovate the command based on our knowledge. So I'm sorry, most of the knowledge will be in Indonesian language, but I will speak in English. So hopefully, those who having limited knowledge in Indonesian still can understand. So most of my knowledge written in wiki. I run my own Wikipedia. It's in OnnoCenter.or.id/wiki. And then for this particular attack, I will put keyword DVWA, damn vulnerable web apps. There are a lot of notes on how to practice on this one. We can do command injection, brute force, and everything. I will show you the actual server 0103 slash dvw minus 1.9. So the version I use is 1.9. The actual version now, the actual version available now is I think 2.0 or something. So this one is a little bit older. The username is admin, password is password. We can log in. So DVWA is an application to train user train a wannabe cybersecurity engineer on how to do pen testing. It has several module to test, like brute force, command injection, file inclusion, file upload, insecure captcha, SQL injection, and so on. And then for now we have 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 8 minutes. Okay, I will try to do SQL injection quickly. The menu is like, before we do the actual test, pen test, we normally set the DVS security into low, so it's easier for us to attack. And then we go to SQL injection, and then normally we input user ID, for example 1, then it will show the actual username and oops, okay, very slow. Okay, your first name and surname. Okay, now number 2. Wow, very slow. I think I will be having difficulties here. Okay, now this one in the actual attack is done from the front side. On the back end side, I have to log into the server 103. Okay, wow, it's becoming so slow because I use Zoom and do all the virtualization, and the demonstration is becoming very slow. I hope it's still, oops, okay. Normally, when we want to attack a web server, we need to test if we can inject an SQL command from the front side. Okay, on the back end side, we can test the actual SQL command like this. So we need to enter the database. So I'm on right on the server, and then I will enter the database like this. Paste. Where is paste? Okay. So I'm on database, and then having access to database, normally we can select this one, user ID 1, using this command. Select first name last name from table user where user ID is 1. Then we can paste. Oops, sorry. Use div WA. Okay, then I can paste. Okay, so we can do something like this. In the actual SQL injection, we need to test first whether we can inject a comment by putting OR here. Okay, we can select here, and then this is the actual test. This is very traditional SQL injection process. If we are more creative than that, then we can do anything here. We can put, for example, Dodo or Lucu is equal to Lucu. Okay, then we can see, get the same results. Having tried this on the actual database, we can actually inject this comment here. Copy selection and put the actual comment on from the front end. Okay, then we can get the same result there. Okay, so we can see, okay, this particular website can be injected. Then we can do the same thing. So having known this kind of problem, having known this problem, then we can actually, we can actually get some feeling. Okay, if the programmer not putting any sanitation code or everything on the input part, then we can have this kind of problem. Okay, then we can follow this command one by one until the end. Okay, I will go directly to the end. Okay, because time is limited. I will go directly to the end. Then we can get, for example, this is like the end. Okay, we can inject this command here. Then we can get the username and the password in hash format. Okay, I will inject the command here. Then we can get the password. This is the actual username, and this is the password, but it's hash. To break the hash, we can use any hash crack website, and then we can get the actual password. Okay, so having known this kind of approach in attack, train the student that people will attack your website this way, then it will become like natural for the programmer to change their mindset while programming. Okay, the other thing that we need to keep in mind is the I will quit is the intrusion detection system. One of the favorite intrusion, not favorite, basically traditional intrusion detection system is Snort. We can install the Snort using like command like this: install Snort. Then it will install. And in this folder /etc/snort is the actual configuration of Snort. Basically, if we run Snort, we need to consider basically three not files. Well, okay, some of files. One of them, two of them is files. One of them is folders. This file snort.conf. It can configure the network, to monitor the rules. It will activate and so on. And then the rules itself is here under the folder rules. This is very important, so we can monitor how the attacker works. This is the traditional way to do things, not the Dr. Antonio ways. This is like the traditional ways to do things when we actually monitoring how people attack. Okay, but in my course normally I teach them how to create their own rules. For example, creating this kind of rules. Okay, this is the simplest rules. We can add if somebody connect to port 23, it tells there is somebody telnet to the machine, for example. This is a simple example. Of course, we can create more complex rules, for example, community virus rules. All rules are in ASCII text. We can insert the content into the rules. The content can be retrieved by sniffing the actual attack. By sniffing the actual attack, then we can generate the rules like this. Having generated the rules, then we can get classification config. Then we can we can set the alert level, which alert is more critical, or which alert is only informational only. So this level is set here. 3 is not very critical. Critical is 1, for example, like this. This is the critical alert, and this classification must be embedded into the rules as well. So that's how we set things up like this. The problem with this approach, we need to be able to to sniff the payload of the packet. The problem is nowadays many of the packet is encrypted, so Snort intrusion detection system having difficulty to monitor the access. So we need to change the way we monitor the access, normally using machine learning. One of my favorite site to play around is the UNB cybersecurity. It provide many data set for building AI for cybersecurity. Where is that? Okay, this is the data set. There is a menu for data set, so we can download the data set from this is big data set. There is an IoT attack, dark web, DNS dataset, IDS dataset, and so on. We can download and we can play around with the dataset, and then we can build IDS for using this kind of training data. So this is sort of the important important research in intrusion detection system. Is basically merging these two area in NUSAPUTRA, whether cybersecurity or AI, into AI cybersecurity. Because we desperately need this kind of research where we have AI mindset and cybersecurity mindset together, because the current attack is mostly encrypted, so we are having difficulty to detect all the attack. So with that, I think I will close my talk. If you are interested to get all the books all the you are welcome to copy the my cybersecurity course, but this is for undergraduate course, not for graduate course. You are welcome to copy. You can use for your campus or your training. It's free. If you want to get the question bank, just email me, and then I forgot, I can reach by email. I put it in the chat box, my email. Feel free to email me. And I think Professor Teddy has also a copy of my library ebook PDF. Feel free to interact with Professor Teddy to get access to the library. Again, thank you very much for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to be able to talk for you guys. As well, a pleasure to know Dr. Antonio. Very interesting. Back to you,
Sama-sama,
Dr.
Pak.
Desinta. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ono, for the tremendous sharing and insight with the live practical experience that you have demonstrated to all of us, like GNS3, if I recall, DVMA, Kali Linux, your online class.